Welcome back to my channel, guys, but if you are new here, then welcome to my channel. I am Beautiful Hustler, and just go ahead and click that subscribe button now and turn on those alarm bells so you can be updated every time I post new content. Now today I'll be showing you guys how to melt down a lace on caramel skin, and also how to do it install over short locks. Now my client started her locks last year January, and she started off extremely short. So this is the growth that she has had from that time till now. Now jumping right into this tutorial, I'm still going to do the ball cap method, but I am not going to braid down her locks simply because they are still short and I could just slip them underneath a stocking cap. I'm going to go ahead and follow the same steps I would for any other client as far as the ball cap, using my Got to Be Free spray to mold that cap down in place. And in this video, instead of using a light brown cap like I usually do, I am going to use a more nude color cap to show you how you can apply your client's foundation color to that cap and make it have a better and more melted look towards the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you for watching. Now, a frequently asked question that I get is what type of foundation that I use, and I do use the cream foundation from Ruby Kisses that I pick up at my local beauty supply. Make sure you guys are using the cream foundation and not the powder. And for her skin tone being a caramel skin complexion, I am using level 9. I typically mix both colors and then apply it to my, my client's cap, no matter what their skin tone is, depending on their level foundation that you are using, because some people may be darker or lighter or in between. So I just mix both to be on the safe side. And I did go ahead and apply that foundation on her cap and underneath the back of her frontal as well. So that's what's giving these results, and I haven't even glued this thing down yet, where it looks completely like her skin and her scalp from front to back. Now, once you go ahead and place that frontal down, you want to have your client hold each side firmly without moving so that you can sew down the back of the frontal like I did here in this segment. And this is pretty much how the frontal will look once I cut the lace off. As you can see, this lace is very transparent. So usually with transparent lace, if you applied a skin tone foundation underneath after bleaching the knots and so forth, you should get the most realistic and natural results. Now I am going to go ahead and bond in these bundles in the back because this is a frontal quick weave. So I'm not going to show you exactly how, each step by step and track by track of me gluing it in. But just, it's pretty much the same steps over and over, just repetition. You measure, you cut the tracks, you add your bonding glue, and then you place it down. And you just do that all the way up till you get to the top. So once I finish bonding all of this in, we would jump right into actually melting down this frontal. Okay, so now that we have everything all bonded in, we're going to go ahead and get started on this frontal. Now, as you can see, guys, like I said before, this frontal already looks very, very natural before I even cut that lace. And I did go ahead and pluck this frontal a little bit. Usually with curly frontals, they come pre-plucked, but you know, it's always good to go and add your own little customization to the frontals. And I'm going to start off by cutting the extra lace from around the ears on both sides. I usually sometimes glue it first and then cut off the extra lace, but today I'm going to cut off the extra lace just to give you guys, you know, different ways that you can apply your frontal. And per usual, you want to go ahead and clean that hairline with 99% alcohol. And the alcohol that I'm using is by Swan, which I also purchased from my local beauty supply store. And as always, I'm using the GhostBond lace glue, and I'm going to apply 3 layers of that glue. And before you pull that lace down into that glue, you want that glue to turn as clear as possible before laying down that lace. And if you do apply this while it's still white, you will see that white residue underneath your lace, and that is incorrect. You guys want to make sure that you are using this glue correctly. Apply your layers and then wait for it to turn clear, and then begin to pull that lace down into that glue. And it should look something like that before pulling it down. Now I'm going to go ahead, and I always start off with my middle section, and I like to pull the middle section into the glue first, and then I work my way from the left side to the right side. And as I place that lace down on the corners, you want to have your client hold it so you can go in with your comb and continue to like comb the hair into the glue without mashing it in. And you want to use that extra lace to pull that frontal into that glue. And then I go in with my blow dryer and just blow dry that lace into that glue as well for a more melted effect. And then once I do that, I like to go ahead and begin to cut off my extra lace. And today I'll be using a eyebrow razor to remove the extra lace. You can use the scissors in a zigzag motion, or you can use the eyebrow razor. But when using the eyebrow razor, you want to be very careful that you do not cut your client. So please take your time. And as you can see, this is already looking very natural and very melted. And it's not even tacked down completely. So guys, make sure you follow these steps the best way you can. Or if you have your own little methods, that will work as well. Whichever works best for you. But this is how I do it. I like to go ahead and work one side at a time. So I go ahead and cut the lace off one side. And for those places that are still lifting, I just go in with the end of my rat tail comb with my GhostBond lace glue and just get that glue under all those little places that are lifting. And you want to make sure that you do this, because if not, then you will have complaints about your client's frontals lifting way before time. Frontals typically should last you a week to 3 weeks, maybe even 4, depending on your maintenance and your upkeep. Some people work out, sweat more, it may lift a little bit faster. For those who don't, or probably keep their hair tied down, it should last you 3 to 4 weeks as well. So this is what one side looks like. So now I'm going to go ahead and repeat these same steps to the other side. Now, what I did do a little bit differently as far as melting the lace down into the skin, which you guys can use this method as well. After you apply that glue underneath those lifting places, you can part off some of that frontal hair. And when you pull that glue down into, well, you pull that frontal down into that glue, you can use that extra hairs that you're pulling down to apply pressure, and it will also help melt that lace in even better. So on one side, I just added the glue and tapped it into that, tapped the lace into the glue with the comb. But on this side, I did part off some of the baby hair, and I use that extra hair to add force and pull that lace down into that glue as well. And this is another thing you can do to also get your laces super melted. Now, after I did that, I'm going to go ahead and tie down her frontal with an elastic band. And once again, I'm going to repeat this. I like the elastic band because it gives you a firmer and tighter compression on the head, which is more like it has a better effect as far as melting that lace down. So this is why I use the elastic band. You don't have to. You can use the black wrapping paper or silk tie or headscarf, whichever works best for you. Now we'll be showing you how I created the baby hairs. I'm only going to show you on one side, and the other side I did do off camera. But I like to go ahead and pull some hair down from that frontal, and I'll use my razor comb, or you can use your eyebrow razor to chop the hairs down to about 1 inch. And right now I am using the Afro G mousse to like lay the rest of the hair back so that it lays nice, flat, and smooth. And I'm going to take my black Got To Be gel and begin to comb and swoop those hairs using my finger and the comb. And you want to do that in a C motion. It's like creating C's on a head. So that is basically what you want to do, and you want to just use that Got To Be gel to smooth it out, and get it as curved and perfect as you need it to be. Now also, if you don't want your baby hairs to be hard, or you want it to look more softer, you can repeat these same steps using that Afro G mousse, and then you can still tie down your hairline with a black wrapping paper, or a hair tie. And then once that dries, you can comb them out for softer baby hairs. But for some of my clients, they like their baby hairs to not move at all, and they want it to last as long as possible. So I will use the Got To Be gel. So pretty much what you see me doing on this side, I will repeat the same exact steps on the other side. But like I mentioned, I will not show that on camera because I'm showing you guys now. And then once I complete this side, I'm going to pretty much show you guys the finishing look. And this is just a super easy, and I'm just more focused on getting the frontal melted down. So this is what this video was about, the meltdown on a caramel skin complexion. And these are the finishing results. I hope you guys did enjoy this tutorial and that you learned something from me today. And once again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in to I Am Beautiful Hustler channel.
Please stay on the flame all day.